Well, last Saturday was a big event in the SMBC calendar. It was the SMBC Children's Ministry Conference. The theme this year was Children's Ministry with Families in Mind. We had a keynote speaker, Ed Drew from the UK, and our own Mark Stevens shared with us from Colossians, as well as many workshops and seminars from children's ministry practitioners around the region. We had over 670 in attendance, not all squished into our campuses here. We had over 225 live stream registrations. So we were blessed with attendees from regional New South Wales, Queensland, Tasmania, Victoria, WA, even New Zealand and Singapore were able to be a part of our children's ministry conference. I thought it would be a really good idea for us to hear from one of our current students who was there on the weekend. So I'd like to welcome Miriam Braithwaite up the front. I'm going to move over and get another microphone. You can take the lectern.
Oh, great.
Welcome, Miriam.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, you're in second year at college and you went along to the Children's Ministry Conference on the weekend. What was all of that about for you?
It was a really, really good day. There were so many people there. But people who had come from like flourishing children's ministries and just were keen to, keep learning more. People who were probably quite new to children's ministry and were just wanting to learn. How do we share Jesus with the kids in our communities? As you said, there were main speakers, there were a bunch of electives, and it was just a really encouraging day of people coming together, being encouraged and equipped for how to share Jesus with kids.
That's wonderful. And what did you enjoy most about the conference?
I particularly liked the theme of this year's conference. The theme was with the family in mind. And it's something that's so important, but it's not so often talked about. Whether they're Christian families or wherever the family's from, the reality is as children's ministers, we actually only get about maybe 1 to 2 hours a week with these kids. But the families get probably like over 100 hours. And so it's just really important as people ministering to children to just recognise this and think about how we can partner with the families. Yeah.
That's wonderful. Now, looking out, I know that children's ministry is an area of ministry that can sometimes be a little bit scary for some people, but you're actually involved in a ministry that's completely about the children.
Yeah.
What's that ministry called?
Yeah, I work for an organisation called QuizWorks.
QuizWorks?
Yep, QuizWorks.
That's a funny name. What does QuizWorks do?
QuizWorks. Yeah, well, QuizWorks, simply put, QuizWorks exists to share Jesus with kids. And we do that primarily through Bible-based puppet shows in schools in Australia. So we partner with SRE teachers in New South Wales in our public schools and RI teachers up in Queensland in our state schools, as well as in private schools and churches. Yeah.
So QuizWorks it's like Sesame Street for Christian.
Well, yeah, I guess. I mean, there's puppets. There's
puppets, but it's something
puppets. Yeah, and QuizWorks during COVID, we actually were forced to put a stop to our live ministry during all the lockdowns, and so we then were like, what do we do? But God directed us to start a new ministry, I guess, which is what we call QuizWorks Home Delivery, and it's essentially we started providing online resources for free to churches and families to help them keep sharing Jesus with the kids in their communities during really hard lockdowns.
That's awesome. Sounds like an awesome ministry.
Yeah.
So you're involved with QuizWorks. Mm-hmm. Are you like the Kermit the Frog of the? Sorry, no. What do you actually do with QuizWorks? Sorry.
Yeah. Well, as you said earlier, I'm actually a student studying full time. So while I'm studying, I'm working part time with QuizWorks. But in 2020 and 2021, I actually did a 2-year internship up in Queensland in their office up there. Would highly recommend an internship. It was really good. And at the end of that, QuizWorks came to me and said, hey, would you like to join our team, our permanent team? Which was awesome. But QuizWorks requires all of their permanent performers to have at least 1 year of Bible college training. So off I came to Sydney to, study the Bible. And I actually asked for 2 years instead of just the one. And so my aim is next year that I will then go back to Queensland and join the team full-time, the permanent performing team.
And back to the warmth.
Yeah, back to the warmth. Yes,
good.
so my role at QuizWorks is performing. So I do both the puppet, my puppet's name is Bubbles, and she's pretty cool. And both the puppet role and the upfront teaching role in a puppet show. But also I have another role. I have a background in dressmaking, so I also head up the department which makes the puppets, which is pretty fun.
That is fun.
Yeah.
It sounds like a lot to love about your work.
Yeah, it is.
Is there anything specific that you really enjoy about what you get to do?
Yes. I particularly love helping kids get to know our great, big, awesome God. And I just love sharing from the Bible about how Jesus coming to earth, living and dying and rising again, how that means that now all people, get to now be friends with God forever. And I believe that is the best news that anyone can hear.
That's awesome. So you've chosen a ministry that is all about the kids.
Yep.
You get to have Bubbles, the puppet, and you get to do some work behind using your dressmaking skills to help. But what you really love is being able to tell people about Jesus.
Yeah.
So for those who might be kind of not quite sure about children's ministry and its place, what do you think is really important about children's ministry?
Oh, what a
Just
question.
Just an easy question.
Oh, yeah. Guys, it's simple. Jesus loves kids, right? So that means kids need to hear about Jesus and how much he loves them. Simple.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I can go home.
So, yeah, and a plug for QuizWorks. QuizWorks would really love anyone who has this heart for kids and who is keen to join the team to come and be a part of sharing Jesus with kids through puppet ministry. And we actually have just started recruiting for our busy Christmas season, recruiting volunteers. And we actually can't do this Christmas seasons with the amount of shows and end of year assemblies we do. We actually rely quite heavily on the amount of volunteers who come and help out. So we've just started recruiting, and I'd love you to think and pray about that. And if that's something that you think you might be interested in doing, come chat. And I just want to say, you don't need to have ever held a puppet before in your life. You don't need any experience in children's ministry. When I joined when I helped out with Christmas shows in 2019, I actually hadn't picked up a puppet in my life. And so they provide all the training. But we are looking for people to come and help out this Christmas season. So yeah, have a think, pray, and come chat with me. And also have a look on the website, quizworks.com.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. An awesome ministry to children, an awesome opportunity to share with kids in public schools and churches around the place that Jesus loves them. Thank you so much,
Thank
Miriam.
you.
Please pray for this ministry and keep praying for the kids ministers in churches around the place, that they will be encouraged in that important job of helping the next generation grow up knowing Jesus well. Thanks so much.
Thank you.